20,000 years ago, on a night cold enough to kill, a fire burns at the mouth of a cave. Around it, a small band of humans, half asleep. And out there, just past the reach of the light, in the black wall of the forest, something is watching them. Two eyes, yellow, unblinking. A wolf. This is the beginning of the most unlikely friendship in the history of life on this planet. And it does not begin the way you were told. You have probably heard the story. Somewhere, long ago, a clever human finds a wolf pup, carries it home, feeds it, raises it, tames it, and turns a wild predator into a loyal friend. Man reaches out and conquers beast. It is a good story. It is almost certainly false, because you do not tame a wolf. Ask anyone who has ever stood near one. A wolf is not a big dog. It is fear and muscle and teeth, wired over 1,000,000 years to trust nothing and no one. You cannot simply pick one and love it into a pet. So if we did not tame the wolf, then how did we end up here with hundreds of millions of its descendants sleeping in our beds? The truth is stranger and better. We did not go to the wolves. The wolves came to us. Go back to the Ice Age. Humans and wolves are not friends. They are rivals. Two pack hunters chasing the same deer across the same frozen plains, fighting over the same kills. Each one dangerous to the other. But humans have one thing the wolves do not: fire. And where there is fire, there is a camp. And where there is a camp, there is waste. Bones, scraps, marrow. The parts of the hunt we could not use, thrown into a pile at the edge of the dark. To a starving wolf in the dead of winter, that pile is a treasure. There is only one thing standing between the wolf and a full belly: us. Most wolves will never risk it. The scent of human is the scent of death, so they hang back in the tree line, where it is safe, as any sane animal would. But wolves are not all the same. In every litter, in every generation, a few are born just a little bit bolder, a little calmer, a little slower to run. And one freezing night, one of those wolves does something no wolf has done before. It takes a step, then another. Out of the dark, closer to the fire than any wolf should ever dare, and it snatches a bone from the pile. Nothing kills it. It eats. It slips back into the night, alive and fed. And the next night, it comes back. Here's the part almost nobody understands. Nobody is training these wolves. Nobody is breeding them. There is no clever caveman with a plan. There is only a filter. The bold wolves get the food. The bold wolves survive the winter that starves the fearful ones. The bold wolves live to have pups, and those pups are born with the one thing that mattered in their parents: a little less fear of us. Season after season, for thousands of years, the same filter runs, quiet and merciless. Fear gets you nothing. Boldness gets you fed. Evolution is doing the taming. No human hand required. And the only question it is asking, over and over, is this: can you bear to live beside a human? The wolves that answered yes wrote the future. And then something eerie begins to happen. As these wolves grow tamer, life after life, their bodies start to change, even though nothing is selecting them for looks at all. Their ears go soft and flop. Splashes of white appear in their coats. Their tails curl up over their backs and begin to wag. Their faces grow shorter and rounder, more like a pup's, and they keep that pup-like face even as full-grown adults. We know this really happens because a scientist watched it happen. In Siberia, he took wild silver foxes and bred them for one single trait. Not their looks, just their calm. Only the foxes that stayed gentle near people were allowed to have young. Within a handful of generations, those foxes had floppy ears, white patches, wagging tails. They whimpered for human attention like puppies. He never once selected for any of it. But tameness, it turns out, drags a whole new body along behind it. The animal at the edge of the fire was slowly becoming something that had never existed on Earth before. Not a wolf anymore, a dog. But the bargain was not finished, because the dogs that thrived next were not the strongest or the fastest. They were the ones who got best at one strange new skill: us. They learned to read our faces, to follow a pointed finger, something even chimpanzees, our own closest cousins, are hopeless at, to watch our eyes and understand what we wanted before we said a word. They even grew a small new muscle above their eyes, one that wolves do not have. It lifts the inner eyebrow, just so, and makes that big, round, pleading look. Puppy dog eyes, the exact face that reaches straight into a human heart and squeezes. And they learn to hold our gaze. Look into your dog's eyes, and your brain quietly releases oxytocin, the same bonding chemical a mother feels holding her newborn. And here's the miracle. The dog's brain releases it too. A wolf will never do this with you. A dog does it without even trying. Somewhere across those long thousands of years, the creature from the dark learned how to reach into our chemistry and turn the key. So the next time your dog is lying there at your feet, stop for a second and really look at it. Remember what you are looking at. You are looking at the last page of a story that began 20,000 years ago on a killing cold night, with a single wolf brave enough to walk toward a human fire instead of running from it. Every dog that has ever lived is descended from that one choice, from the bold ones, the ones who came in out of the cold. We never conquered the wolf. We made a deal with it, in the dark, without words. And it is the longest, warmest deal our species has ever kept. Your dog is not your pet. It is your oldest friend on Earth. And by now, that friendship is written into both of you, all the way down to the chemistry in your blood. I am Blame Evolution. If there's a dog at your feet right now, tell it a stranger from the internet said hello, and maybe hit subscribe. Some old, warm part of you already wants to.